Good morning, YouTubers. T-Square here with T-Square Talks. Hope everybody's having a great Sunday, a great weekend. Some of y'all probably got to enjoy those solar flares or aurora borealis. I don't even know if I said it correctly. But from what I hear and have seen online, a lot of cool pictures coming up. A really cool event. But it got me thinking about a few different things. It got me thinking about crypto. It got me thinking about crypto because if this causes some kind of a Carrington effect, what would happen to people that have tons and tons in crypto? I know some people say that, it ain't no big deal. It's backed up. Backed up, you still need some computer to run it on. You still need a power grid to be able to use it. And quite frankly, if stuff really hit the fan, and you did not have access to money, or as they see it, money, you don't have access to your digital ATM cards, you don't have access to your bank records, you don't have access to the power grid. Bitcoin would be a little tough to be able to try to go and buy something. I know some people out there would be devastated as they've lost their entire life savings. I actually have one friend that he said he is transferring his entire retirement package into Bitcoin. He thinks it's about ready to have an amazing run up. And this little pullback is an opportunity. I said, first of all, I would not put all your eggs in one basket, even if it was gold and silver. But I definitely wouldn't want to put all my eggs in Bitcoin. Do I have cryptos? Yeah, I got some cryptos. And more lately, I've been thinking that it's one big psyop. I wanted to do a video on this the other day too, and I never got around to it. And so we're going to talk a little bit about it, from the suspicious timing on when it came up. Think about that. When did Bitcoin come up? It came up when more and more money was starting to look at gold and silver. And I think Bitcoin, people that invest in Bitcoin, have a lot in common with stackers, the stacking community. In fact, most people that are in cryptocurrencies were stackers at one point. I actually have a good friend of mine who was a gold and silver stacker, mostly a silver stacker. Now he trades Forex currencies, I guess. I've never gotten into that, but basically he's buying currencies from other countries and betting whether they'll go up or down. And in the end, he's sitting there holding paper, essentially, and digital illusions of wealth, in my opinion. When it comes to gold and silver, you actually have something real. I could literally take any of these coins, even the newest ones or some of the oldest ones, and go and trade them for food, water. The right amount might get me a half a cow, some chicken, some eggs, someone's tomatoes, who knows? Now, I hear this all the time, you can't eat it. There's a lot of things you can't eat, but we still buy it. I mean, it's such a comical response, but the truth of the matter is, because it has been seen as a form of money forever, people will still see it as a form of money if stuff did collapse. Now, do I think the entire system, the world, is going to fall to a collapse of basically a solar storm? No, I don't think that will happen. Do I think the whole world's currency could collapse? Before I answer that, I think I'll just answer it. I think it's going to be a slow road. I think we're going to see the dollar slowly continue to decline in value until it just drops. And I don't think there's going to be any fiat currency out there that's going to outdo one from another. And the reason that, I believe that is you have the dollar, it's losing value. It's falling. Is it falling slower than other currencies? Well, yeah, that because it looks like it's going up. We're at, 105 right now, I think, on the DXY index. And you look at countries like China, Japan, you look at their currencies, they're going lower, faster, at a faster rate. However, you've got to understand that they're all coming down. And I've used this analogy before. It doesn't matter if a bunch of us jump out of a plane, who hits the ground first. You could hit it, and I could watch you hit and explode on the ground, and then I know the outcome for me is going to be the same in another minute. Now, currencies ain't necessarily another minute. It's going to be a little longer for some, but there's a possibility that when the big one, the US dollar, really does hit the ground, that it's going to take a lot of other people out there with it. A lot of other countries. Why? Because when you think about these smaller countries, when tourism goes into those countries and they happen to have some dollars on them, what do you think they try to get? They don't want you bringing your dollars back home, that's for sure. They want them. They want to put them dollars under their mattress. And that's worked for a really long time, as, even one channel that I used to watch, the Venezuelan Stacker, here he is in Venezuela, he's stacking sound money. He's seen firsthand what happens, but yet he's still trying to accumulate dollars, US dollars, and gold and silver. Now, I find that interesting because there's a belief out there that what happened to these other countries like Weimar Germany, Venezuela, Zimbabwe, Libya, all these other countries, that it can't happen to the US dollar. Here's the thing. Venezuela was one of the richest countries in South America. How did they go from one of the richest to one of the poorest? It's easy to say and explain that they basically printed and printed and printed more money. They adopted more social, I guess you can call it social money. This experiment of, we don't want anybody being homeless. We can do this, we can do that, and spend, even as the Venezuelan bolivar was losing value. They felt that they could continue to print and everything would be okay. Yeah, they might lose a little bit, but it's not devastating enough. Until it literally just kept collapsing. And they went from one of the richest to one of the poorest. Now, the belief that it can never happen here in the United States, what makes the US dollar popular, really? One, we have our military might to kind of help defend it. But what really makes it valuable is that other countries want it. They see that their currency is falling faster than ours, so each one of those countries want to hold dollars. Now, is it everybody? No, because just like here in the United States, there's a handful of stackers. That's not like that in a lot of other countries. A lot of other countries are starting to realize that gold and silver is money. We haven't even woken up here in the United States yet. We have been clowned and uneducated to be taught that dollars are money. But the truth is, the properties of money, it has to be a store of wealth. And silver and gold, it is a store of wealth. However, paper, the more they print, the less it's worth. What makes gold and silver a store of wealth is that there's a limited supply out there. There's, some people are going to make an argument, there's an unlimited supply in the crust, or there's an unlimited supply in outer space, or we could mine asteroids. There's millions of asteroids and planets probably made out of pure silver. I'm sure there probably is, and we're not going to mine it at $30 an ounce. It's kind of comical. But what I really find most interesting about the whole thing is what's making it to where it ain't really just going outright crazy. When you think about what we've seen in the past, specifically the 2008 housing crisis that led up to the 2011 skyrocketing in precious metals, there weren't really a lot of, I guess, things to invest in that meant the same qualities as you see with gold and silver. It has to be a store of wealth, and all of a sudden you have Bitcoin and you have the community kind of get fractured, essentially. And what I mean by that is a lot of people that were stackers shifted over to cryptocurrencies. And then the fun started. Now there's thousands and thousands of cryptocurrencies. So even people that are stackers, I'm a hardcore stacker. I mean, I have people sometimes leave me little comments like, oh yeah, you're ready for an emergency with your whole $1,000 worth of silver or whatever in front of you. I mean, you guys that have been following the channel for a while, I've been stacking for a while. And here's the thing. I also buy cryptos. I have, not a lot. I think I have 15,000 something like that. I show my exact crypto portfolio on Discord. So those of you guys that want to follow me on Discord, there is a link. You can join it now for free. And you can ask a lot more questions one-on-one. We've got different windows. All I ask is that you're respectful of other people's beliefs. You can conversate, but be respectful. We actually talk. Some people invest in Pokemons. Some people invest in collectibles. We've done Hot Wheels. We've done all kinds of stuff. We've got crypto rooms. We've got gold and silver rooms. We've got trade rooms, conversation rooms. I think there's a couple politics rooms. But it's really a great platform. So needless to say, with gold and silver, it's solid. It's always going to be there. And here's the thing. More people are looking at it now. I'm even on the fence of saying, you know what? I want to cash in my entire crypto portfolio and just get a little bit more extra gold and silver. I was actually looking at a purchase the other day. It was 5 1-ounce gold coins. And I was like, ooh, could you cash in all your crypto to get 5 ounces of gold? Would it be worth it? I mean, I want to, because I know how quick gold can change. I'm a firm believer that when gold breaks through this $2,400 barrier and stays over it for about a week, that it's going to start pushing towards the next goal. And I think the next goal is going to really be $3,000 gold. And it's going to go all the way up to $3,000, and then it's going to have a pullback. And then it's probably going to bounce off that $3,000 ceiling for a couple times until it just blows through it. But here's the thing. When it blows through it, I believe it's really going to take silver to whole new all-time levels that we have never seen, that people laugh at when we say $50. People laugh at $50 silver. Oh, it's never really been there. And, here's the thing. It did go over 50, but it went over 50 during the trading day. Therefore, it didn't close over 50. So technically, some people will make the argument it didn't go over 50. But here's the thing. We're going to see, I believe, astronomically new highs. And I don't think 50 is even going to be the high. I mean, a 4X on your money, to me, is nothing. Going from $30 to $120. But technically, I say $25 to $100. I know you can't buy silver at $25 right now, but I think the rally has already begun. Is it heavily into it? Nope. It's just slowly creeping up. But pretty soon, it is going to skyrocket. Now, this ain't financial advice, just my opinion. And I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. And if I am, I challenge you guys to leave a comment and say why. Hit that thumbs up button though for me. Help me out. It'll generate more people to come to the video and leave their comments and their opinions. And like I said, if everything keeps going the way it's going, then prices are going to keep going up, which means gold and silver will keep going up. And if things collapse, well then gold and silver is going to the moon, and nothing else will really matter for currency, in my opinion. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend. Bye-bye. I'll see you all Monday.